Hey, Shane, where's Scott?
I thought you had him.
Is Scott not coming tonight?
No, Scott is under the weather, trooper that he is. Our dude is unable to make tonight's stream. My man is sick, so send him your well wishes. If you really want to annoy him, which I think would be fun, just tweet at him that you hope he feels better.
So check it out. We're going to give out a free roster review to everybody who does a hashtag Shane in the comments. Okay. Hashtag Shane and then type a player name after you do that. So what we'll do, you'll win a free roster review and we'll do a show on that player.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're going to free roster review for every hashtag?
No, sir. We're going to do a drawing.
Okay,
Okay.
explain that better.
I explained it fine. I'm sure people in the audience get it. So yeah, so Scott's under the weather, but we are going to get going on some super chats. If we start sucking, then just let us know in the comments. Shane Hoop Dreams has a question. Thank you for the super chat. 12 team superflex half PPR 1.0 tight end premium start 10 gave Javante the 109 to 112 301 to 305 received Pitts, Pierce, and a 25 first. Alec Pierce. Have Hall, ETN, Stevenson, Mixon, Swift, B Rob, and Goddard. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Excuse me. I'm actually a little under weather too, guys. Sorry. But Pitts, yeah, and a tight end premium, besides the fact that Javante is kind of just meh anyway, and you're giving up a late first, and I could care less about the third. And you got my favorite draft class. You got a 25 first thrown in with Alec Pierce, who definitely is going to have some value going forward.
So we've got this is cool. We've got 63 entries. Hashtag Shane and then type in a player name and we'll do a show on that player and you'll get a free roster review. You have 10 minutes and counting. And we'll give out another one later in the show. Okay. So thank you again for that super chat. Let's unstar this one. Next one up, Jordan. Thank you very much, sir. One of two. I guess you got the other one right, Shane. You're such a stud.
Definitely. I definitely got the
Definitely.
other one.
I'm sure you did. In my league, my bro has sold every pick. He finished as the 1 seed and has a stacked team. Pros and cons of this strategy: he will sell 2026 picks too. Where's the other half?
I
Did you
just
find
added
it?
it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
last one.
Last one. 2 of 2. 10 teams start 9 PPR super flex next year. He has Kyler, Rogers, Saquon, CMC, Eckler, Swift, Javante, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Hill, Tyreek Hill, Jamison Williams. He names off a bunch of studs.
So here's
Example, he traded Lenny and a 25 first for Eckler last spring. So talk about that, man. When you
I
have these
mean,
freaking juggernauts in the league and they don't have any picks.
but here, so look at his quarterback room, right? Kyler and Rogers. Well, we see why that could go bad, right? Kyler, obviously you can't predict injuries, but Kyler just tore his ACL. Rogers is old and he's threatening to retire all the time. Saquon, CMC, and Eckler could all age out literally at the same time. Like, running backs typically, historically, have stopped producing around the age of 26. Some do produce at a high level beyond that, but not a lot of them do. Um, so that's the biggest problem, is that all his players could age out at the same time. So just
Yep.
picture that team with no running backs and Aaron Rodgers retired, and then he's got Kyler. So what does he do? That's why you don't want to throw away all your picks. And if you
Yeah.
are going to trade all your picks, I could even live with that, but you want to get younger assets. You want to get assets that could still accrue, that have years to actually still play. So definitely not at running back. That's not where I'd want to do it.
Yeah. Like if that person still had a 24 first for whatever reason, those are the ones that you want to
Yeah.
get your hands on. You're like, that could turn into a juicy first with the age on that team. All right, appreciate the super chat. Let's keep an eye on the giveaway tool here. 102 entries with the hashtag Shane. And there's got to be a player name after that. It's gonna be awesome, man.
I actually entered
Okay.
myself too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
So somebody, I think it was Clue, put in Anthony Richardson, and I think I was like, I want you to win this one. Okay, so let's move on here because we're doing super chats for the first, I don't know, 20 minutes. Scott was supposed to be here, so we'll see how bad we crash and burn. Colin, thank you, my man. 12 team super flex, 5 point per passing touchdown, half PPR. 2 tight ends, start 11. Give the 103 and the 105 for the 101. He's got Fields, Lance, Mack, Brees, Monty, Chase, Waddle, Wilson, J-Mo. Not a couple trash canish people. I keep 102, 104, 206, and a late second.
So, I mean, you've got the draft capital to pull it off. I'll say that. I'm not a fan in start 11 of giving up 2 first-round draft picks to move up 2 slots. So I'd probably pass. Now, I could live with doing, say, the only other thing you have is the 104. If I could do the 104, 206, and another late second, sure. But I sincerely doubt they'll do that. I'd prefer not to do this in a start 11 as much as I love Bijan.
Yeah, I'd find a way to do it. I'd find a way to do it because you keep the 102, the 104, and the 206. So let's forget about those seconds, but you still have 102 and 104. So go up, get your Bijan, take your excuse me, QB1 at the 102, and then you'll get one of the stud receivers at 104 if you want to.
Or you know what?
Take Richardson and Bryce Young, maybe.
Yeah,
102 and 104, just smash
You're still going to have the 102 and the 104, right? So now that I think this through a little more, you could obviously move back from those. You can actually just move, you know what I mean? Get your draft capital back. Obviously you're not going to get a 103 and a 105 back, but you can get a couple first rounders, I bet, even if one's a 2024. So I'll say if you think you got to feel out the other room, this is one of those where I'm trying to work 2 deals at once while I'm not actually offering it. So that if one gets accepted, you know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that I can actually pull off the other deal.
No, I hear you. You got to have something teed up. Okay, so let's move on here to Kaz Productions. Thank you very much for the super chat. Getting Shane some Merry Christmas Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee here. And you're giving Shane Liam more editing work to do. So thank you. Okay, so this is one of 2. I'm sure Shane found the second part already. 1 QB, 10 team, PPR, start 8. QBs are T-Law and Herbert. Running backs are JT and Javante. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gabe Davis, Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams, Wandale, Elijah. Picks are 102, 103, 104, 105, early second and a late third. So the second part, you've got it here. What would you give up for Bijan? Is it the right time to make that trade right after the season or closer to the draft? Okay.
Closer to you get
start
to the draft.
10 team. I mean, give me Bijan, man.
Yeah, and I'd say
in that format.
And this is one of those deals that I'd say you do that now. You don't want to wait until the draft when it's going to basically the price is going to pick up. It's going to in this league where it's just start, what's it, 10 team, you said? I'd give up probably the 103 and that. Give back the other picks.
Yeah, so it's a 10 team. I'd give up the I try to do the 103. Look, do the 103 and the 105 if need be, and then I get something kicked back. It's a start 8.
It's a start 8, right? So obviously this is when we talk about hammers, this is where hammers absolutely 100% matter more than anywhere else. Obviously, in the start 11, I have to think about it. In the start 8, just go get Bijan. Frankly, I don't care if it's the 102 and the 103.
Right. So we've got 242 people in here. Shane, why the hell are there this many people in here when Scott's not sitting with us? People are like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't think we told them up front. That was probably a good idea.
No, we definitely didn't. Them. So on the giveaway, 122 entries. So if you're just joining us, type hashtag Shane and then a player name. If we select you in the drawing, then you get a free roster review and we'll do a show on that player. Okay, moving on. Matt Gilbert lost in the first round with 1 QB super team. Got picks 1 to 5 and a late first. Only running backs are JT, Saquon, Swift, with Bijan and Gibbs coming. Shop any plus a late first. Wide receiver stacked. Okay, what is this?
Lost in the first round with 1 quarterback super team. He has the picks 1 through 5 and a late first.
Okay, so is he saying should he attach any of those players to a late first and upgrade somewhere? That's what it sounds like to me, right? Matt, can you help us out in the comments if you're still listening? We'll come back to this. Shane and I aren't sharp enough for this, man. No, I'm joking. Okay, so this says, don't look at Shane. 12 teams, start 10, super flex, half PPR, tight end premium, Watson, Russ, Saints QBs, Bateman, Ridley, Gabe. He's got some good ones. 223 firsts, early and late, 524 firsts, and 425s. What should I do? I'm stuck.
All right, first of all, you need to trade those 425 firsts and get 24 firsts, and then trade those and get 23 firsts.
And you need to win this free roster review. So did you do a hashtag, Shane?
To round clout, if you didn't do a hashtag, go do a hashtag, dude.
So let's see this team. You need to address your QB2, okay? Because Russ kind of sucks, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that with the early first. Maybe you tack on what that early first. What do you try to get up to Burrow or something? I don't know.
Yeah, here's the problem. Russ probably isn't going to help you right now.
He doesn't do anything. He's
got 223 first. So here you go. Yeah. So do a 23 first, a 24 first, and 225 first, and go get your real QB. Because a 25 first really at this point is worth like a 23 second. I mean, on the time value of money. And I hate talking like that because I sound like a douchebag. But
no, you sound like an econ major or something like that. Because you studied economics.
Do that.
College, I'm sure.
Take a bunch of those picks and go get yourself a real quarterback. If you want to hold on the Russ as your 3, that's fine.
Okay, so did Matt post what he meant?
No, but Matt, if you're in here, man, try to post at us again, bro.
Eric, thank you for the super chat, man. 10 team, super flex, half PPR, start 12. Got Burrow, Dak, Gino, Brees, Olave, J-Mo, Devontae Smith, Judy, Ridley, Pitts. Have the 108 and the 201. Trade up for a better pick. So it's a 10 team, super flex, half PPR, start 12. Okay. So it's middle of the road in terms of depth, in terms of what we deal with here. All right, my timer just went off. We're going to do the drawing in a second.
No.
Let's do in this one, you need a running back, right? So can you attach the 108 to Brees Hall and get the 101?
Whoa. No, I'm not
attaching
the 108 to Brees Hall. No. No.
You sure?
Yes, I'm 100% sure. I'm not. I love Brees Hall, and his knees are going to be back intact next year. It's a start 12.
10 team start 12.
Yes, I'm not super keen on just trading up to trade up. Now, if I can trade something like J-Mo, Judy, Ridley, Elijah Moore in that 108 and move up a few slots like to 103 or so, then I would do it. But I'm not gonna attach Brees to anything. If I'm attaching Brees to the 108, then I need another first back next year. And they're not gonna want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try to think of a way to stack. So 108 and J-Mo, what wide receiver could that get you? What's a tier up with the 108?
Godwin.
Godwin or maybe Tyreek if you're contending. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little old. I'd rather Godwin. He's only 26. Also, I think he's more gettable than Tyreek.
I just traded for him in 2 leagues. I got him for the 12 team super flex, got him for what's going to be the 108 or 9. And then I guess similar price in the other league too. Okay. So my timer went off. We have 150 entries on the dot. Now, I think if I did it properly, I would have it up on another screen, bring it into the room so everybody could see this drawing. But I'm about to do it behind the scenes here. I'm going to hit the draw button. Up 151 entries. Let's see.
This is exciting. Who's going to win?
The winner is Jason Black. Is the winner. And it's cool what's happening that you can't see on the screen is all this confetti and stuff. So Jason, can you type in the chat what your player name was? And then we will find out what show we're gonna do, and you win a free roster review, my friend. All right, we'll do another one of those later in the show. Okay. Let's see here. Let's move on to Nathan. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. How do you value / use draft capital when only half of the teams are active with trading picks? Hold the 101, 102, either the 103 or 104, and either the 105 or 106 in 23. Diggs owner didn't respond. There's a second part. I'm sure you got it, right?
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Is it? Or are you joking?
Oh,
One
I
of
have
two?
no idea. I'm
Okay.
going to Nathan right now. Hold
So
on.
you start looking for Nathan. How do you value / use draft capital when only half of the teams are active? If they don't want to trade picks, then I guess you're going to make those, right? You have the
Yeah, I
101,
mean,
102.
that's the thing. Like, is I don't want to sell them just to sell them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, look, I found the other half too. Just start it. But if I also know that they're devalued, I might use a couple more to get elite players if I can. But if someone's being like, say, the Diggs owner, you've made a fair offer to them and they absolutely have not responded to you in any way, I'm not going to bid against myself. That's a problem that we have, not just with picks, is a lot of times we end up negotiating against ourselves. Like someone either doesn't respond or just rejects our
Yeah.
trade with absolutely no context, and you're almost like, what do I need to do to make this better? You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that. If I have to make the picks,
So
I don't know
so
how deep this.
watch what Shane did. He starred Nathan's second message, right?
Yeah,
So this is Nathan Robarge. Maybe it's Robarge. The second one he starred is Nathan Olmstead.
that's a different
So
thing.
Shane found the incorrect Nathan. We'll keep this one starred, but look for the proper Nathan. Robarge. Okay. Let's move
That's
on.
Creole.
That is Creole. Okay, so let's move on to this one right here from Zachary. One of two again. It looks like you got this one though. 1 QB PPR, start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 3 flexes. So Matt tells me that's a start 8. Have Herbert, Jacobs, Javante, JK, Chase, Jefferson, Waddle, Watson, London, Thomas, Freiermuth, 102 and the 110. Am I crazy for wanting to move Waddle for the 101 and then moving Javante and maybe one of the rookie wide receivers for a good replacement? Tyreek Hill or DK, for example. Thanks for all you do. I would trade the 101 Waddle for the 101 right now, right?
Yeah, I love Waddle,
Yeah.
but Waddle would be off my roster if I
Then
could get the 101 for him.
moving Javante and maybe one of the rookie wide receivers. So let's do Javante and
Watson, and can I get CD Lamb?
yeah, exactly. So
Can I get T Higgins?
DK would be a fine one. Hill is a flat or a declining asset. So there's no real need to buy him right now if you don't need him right now, because his value is not going to go up as soon as the season ends. It's going to be flat or, go down. So yeah, those are good targets. Try to get DK, try to get CD. What
ARSB,
else?
anyone of that.
Olave. Do you have
Yeah,
Olave?
I
Look
love
at
Olave.
Olave, knock on that door. Garrett Wilson. Yeah, see if you could do that. If you could attach London, you wouldn't even have to do that. London in the 110. Would you rather have London in the 110 or Chris Olave?
Chris Olave.
Okay, so maybe that's one. Okay, man. Thank you for the super chat, Zachary. Let's go to Mr. Wonderful. Wonderful as always. Appreciate it, man. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. 10-team Superflex PPR start 11. Get AJ Brown.
Yes.
Give the 107 and a 25 first. Yes.
Yes.
Give me AJ Brown.
It's a 25 first. If it was a 24 first, maybe I would be like, oh, I don't know. I'd still do it. But a 25 first, again, time value of money. 25 picks is so far out. You have plenty of time to earn one back. 107.
In this format, he's AJB. I mean, I would pay the 103 for him, easily. So if you think about give the 107 and a 25 first, that's a really cheap way of getting up to the 103.
Yeah. I'm 100% fine. I'm on board with this. I don't even need to know the rest of the context. It's a 107 and a 25 first. That's an easy smash for me.
Yeah. Would you be willing to pay more, higher 23 pick or 2 late 23s. Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
give 2
just
late
try this.
23s.
Just try this. And if you need to add on more, then you can add on, like, take away the 25 first. And if you've got like the 110, give the 110 and the 107 for AJ Brown, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Wonderful, hopefully we helped you there. How are we doing without Scott, by the way? Is this horrible? Let us know in the comments. Shannon and I are having fun either way.
I keep waiting for him to say something and he doesn't, which I find extremely
Yeah,
rude.
he said he was going to tune in. So
and
yeah, what time we got here? 8:53. So we're going to be turning off the super chats here shortly.
All right, and I just starred Matt Gilbert's again too. His 38-part question.
Nice, got it. Okay, so his was lost in the first round with a 1 QB super team. He's got a bunch of early first, 1 to 5, and a late one. He's got JT, Saquon, Swift with Bijan and Gibbs coming. Should he shop any of those first? Not looking to take every pick in round 1, so was curious what kind of deals for something like Swift plus a late first for a more studly running back like Ken Walker and ETN. I'd be trying to get a wide receiver personally.
Yeah,
Swift and a late first for Garrett Wilson. Can you somehow pull that off if anybody still likes Swift? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the same thing. Unless it's like PPC, I can't see myself, even if it is PPC, I can't see myself giving up a running back that's fairly high valued and a late first for Ken Walker and ETN. I like ETN. I just made a deal for him, got him today in a league that I got knocked out in the playoffs because I started Donovan Knight over Lat Murray. But anyhow, sorry. Didn't mean to bring my own pain into this. No, I'm not doing that. Like Clay said, we want to go get us a wide receiver for that.
Yes, we do. Okay, so the winner was Jason Black. Did he type in what player?
Dude, if he did, I didn't see it. Jason, if you're still in here, or even if you're watching this on replay, bro, you can always DM me on the Twitters too.
Yeah, and if anybody other than Jason spots what his player was, let us know. Okay, so let's go to another question here. Back to the start. Thank you, Matt, for the clarification on that. Let me get rid of this Fly Eagles Fly thing. Let's get that out of my face. I'm a Commanders fan. Okay, let's go to Autonomic Hail. Autonomic? How do you say that, Shane?
Autonomic Hail.
Did you get his 2 of 2? Because I don't see that bright yellow avatar as a 2 of 2. So I'm going to hide this for now. Austin Anderson. I see a super chat here. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can find the question.
Right after that.
Oh, it is? Okay, good. Oh, it doesn't. Austin Anderson.
Terrible. This. He didn't ask a question. It's a sticker.
It's just a sticker. Austin, put a question in the chat, and we'll answer it for you. Okay, let's pull this one up. Trip Crown. What's the gap between Gibbs and Bijan when you think about the players and not 101 versus 102? Got it. Wouldn't the 102 and 105 already be too much for the 101 given the process?
In theory, yes. But again, the context of it is how many starters.
Comes down to format.
Yeah. What does your team look like? Is it PPC? Is it stuff like that? The difference between Gibbs and Bijan, Bijan is going to be the running back 1 in Dynasty as soon as he comes out. Gibbs, maybe top 10. And if he is, it's not really based on the fact that I don't want to say that he's not good. That's definitely not what I'm going to try to say here, but it's going to be more based on the fact of the running back landscape. Whereas Bijan would be the 101 as a dynasty running back in just about any situation or scenario I can imagine.
Yeah, and if this is a 1 QB giving up the 102 and the 105 for the 101, no problem. If it's a 10-team start 9, 1 QB, I'll pay the 102 and 105 for Bijan. If it's a 12-team super flex start 11,
right,
different story.
Up until start 10, I can talk myself into doing this. You know what I mean? Even if it is against the process. But once we get into like start 11, then no, there's just no way that you can actually justify doing it.
Yep. All right, let's keep on moving here. What's going to be the next hashtag? Let's do hashtag Scott. Okay. So this is going to be hashtag Scott, and I'm typing it in the chat too. And then give us a team name. What team do you want us to cover? We'll do another team review. So hashtag Scott plus a full team equals roster review. All right, everybody got that? Hashtag Scott, and then give a team. Let's keep moving here. And we will cut that off. The drawing will end at, we'll do 9:15.
All right, I'm on it.
Set a timer, sir. Jesse Daniels, thank you for the super chat. 12 team, 1 QB, 1.5 tight end premium, start 8 plus 3 IDP. That's Shane's specialty. Only first I have is the 101, and I'm rebuilding. I have an early plus late second and 224 firsts plus 225s. In a start 8, should I look to package the 2s and a first in 24 for players or use them?
I mean, there's so much.
Start 8. You just start 8, pile whatever you need together to get a hammer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to kick the can down the road when I have a start 8. I kind of just want to get all the great players that I can now. I like this class. 24 is a good class too, but I think if I could find a way to get Bijan, if I could find a way to get Gibbs, if I can find a way to get Addison, adding either of those guys to Bijan, that's what I'd want to do here.
Yeah, if you could add in, so you have an early second and a late second, and then those 24 firsts. If you could do the early second, a late second, and one of those 24 firsts, and can you maybe get up to 24 firsts, maybe get up to 105, 106?
Yeah, I think you could, but you've got to find, so what you need to look for is look for a team that's in your situation, except that they don't have picks. You know, they're rebuilding, but unfortunately they don't actually have assets to rebuild with. It's more just that their team is bad. But you know, look, we've all been there. I've got a roster like that right now where the team is bad and I have no picks. So it's going to be a fun summer for me.
So you got that going for you. Dude, I've been slinging frickin' firsts in a couple leagues. I have so I'm in the toilet bowl on a couple of them, and if you win the toilet bowl, you get 101. So I've got I had stockpiles of firsts, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy hammers because I have my own first. I'm gonna win the toilet bowl, get Bijan. So I'm just buying up freaking Godwin, Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey. I'm just stockpiling.
First of all,
and people were like, why didn't you do that earlier and try to win the real championship? Well, when you're in that format, I don't know if anyone else in here is in one of those, but you're scared to move the 23 first because you're like, man, is this person going to end up barely missing the playoffs? And they've got a stack team and they're going to get the 101. So you're constantly thinking you're trading away Bijan.
Yeah,
until you see it shape up.
The toilet bowl should never decide who gets the 101.
Well, so what we need to do is the 2 worst teams, they need to get a bye in the toilet bowl. That's how we need to do it. Anyway. Okay, so it looks like you did get the second part of Hail, Autonomic Hail.
Never
so the first part is 10 teams, start 10, half PPR, super flex. My QBs are Lamar and Watson. My running backs and wide receivers aren't that great. Next year, I've got the 101, 103, and 106. I'm certain Gibbs goes at number 2. Really? Not necessarily. We'll see, right? What should I do with a third pick? Reach for a running back or wide receiver, trade down, or maybe trade Watson and pick a rookie QB?
All right, go back to the first part of this. No, you're not trading
on
Watson.
The second part.
Yeah, you're not trading Watson. You don't do that. You don't do that for a rookie pick and another QB unless that other QB is Jalen Hurts, unless that other QB is Joe Burrow. Basically guys that no one should be, or gals. No, these are guys. They're basically guys that no one should be adding on to get to Watson are the only players I would trade him for. You know what I mean? That's just, don't do that. You're strong at you're strong at quarterback. I would not touch that in any way, especially considering that you have picks. You've got the 101, 103, and 106. Oh, shit. Your running backs aren't great, but guess what? You're going to have an anchor RB with Bijan at 101. 103, I might even look to trade that back to see if I can get to the 105 and pick up some extra draft capital and then just take Jordan Addison there, or Jackson Smith and Jigba, or whoever ends up being, the stud wide receiver one out of the class. It's probably going to be one of those two gentlemen.
Yep.
And then the 106, I don't reach for players. I'm going to go whichever player is best player available. If it's in a tier where I like several players at 106 and there's 3 or 4 players that I can't decide from, try to trade back again, because somebody is more than likely going to have someone that they have to have right there.
Well said. Okay, so I turned the super chats off. We probably got a bunch more, but thank you for all the generosity. We wanted to, let's see, it's 9 o'clock. How are we doing, Shane? We should probably go 4 hours tonight, right? I mean,
definitely 4 hours. Yeah, maybe 6.
Yeah. We'll have 9 people in here at the 3rd hour. Like, wait, is Scott coming? Okay, so let's keep moving here. We have, in terms of entries for the Scott contest, 68 entries, 69. Hey. So hashtag Scott, and then give us a team name, NFL team name. We'll do a dynasty breakdown on that team. Okay. Andrew Perez, how high should we value Lawrence in a dynasty now? Have T-Law and Watson in a 10-team start 8, excluding kickers and defense. Thank you for the super chat. Nice lion avatar there. That's pretty sick. Right? Alpha. Is that an alpha avatar, Shane? Is that the kind of avatar?
Pretty good one. Pretty good one. I've updated my avatar, I believe. But it's the same picture I use everywhere. How should we value Lawrence in dynasty? I mean, he's definitely a top 10 dynasty quarterback, right? Can he move up from that? I don't know. I mean, if he's going to do things like drop 30 plus points 3 out of the last 4 weeks like he has, well, then yes. I'll say this. I gave up on him way too soon. Definitely. I definitely thought, and I should have taken more into account just how bad Urban Meyer was. Like, I understood he was bad. I don't think I understood exactly how horrendous he was. And the fact that, T-Law's got a legitimate head coach there. They gave him some decent wide receivers, as much as I made fun of the Zay Jones contract. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, and they're going to add Calvin Ridley to that team next year. And there's a good chance they might even draft another wide receiver. So I could see him being in the top 8. The only thing is he does have rushing ability, but I don't think he's going to run a lot. That's not going to be something that he does. And that generally I want the running quarterbacks, the quarterbacks with the propensity to run more than I do just the straight passing guys, even when the straight passing guys have the ability to run. You
taking T-Law over Dak right now?
Yes.
You taking T-Law over Kyler?
Yeah, and somebody brought that up in the chat, and I did start. Basically, it was like, hey, Shane, you're stupid for liking Kyler over. Oh, here you go. Here, I'll just bring it up. Hashtag Shane, would you like to take back your take on choosing Kyler over Trevor Lawrence and 2 first-rounders? Yeah. Not great. Not great, Bob.
Okay.
We make mistakes. The one good thing is that, relatively cheaply, you were able to buy back into Trevor Lawrence and still can do so because there is that doubt from last year. So I've been able to get, Trevor Lawrence back in more than a few leagues. I think he's probably my 3rd most rostered Superflex quarterback. We make mistakes. All we can do is pivot, right?
Yep.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. Okay, let's see where we're at in the giveaway. We're up to 92 entries for the hashtag Scott.
Not as nice as 69.
How many, Shane, I'm sure every 284 person hit the like already, right?
It is sub 200 significantly.
Sub 200. Do us a favor, hit that like if you're enjoying us tonight. We're trying, man, right? We're doing.
Yeah.
We're probably doing these.
We're a 3-man show. Not that we can't do a 2-man show. It's just our first one doing these. First time doing a 2-man show.
Hey, I'm enjoying it. You're a good dude. Shane is the best, right? Okay, Tony, 1 of 2. Did you get the second one? I can start here. Okay, you try to find the second one. I'm going to put this down.
Tony Pulitzer, like Pulitzer Prize.
Chicago Scott, are we panicking that Purdy can overtake Lance as the starter next year?
No,
not a chance.
No.
But hey, he's playing well, and he's earned himself a long career as a backup if he doesn't keep a starting job somewhere, right?
Right.
He's one of those guys who's going to get paid a good amount. He's a solid backup if your starter goes down. Would you buy if you needed Purdy right now? Like, let's say you lost Hurts and you got to buy a quarterback. Are you giving up a early 23 second and a 24 second for
Ooh,
Purdy?
23 second and a 24
Yeah.
second. Can I go with Geno Smith instead?
Would you give an early 23 second for Geno Smith?
Yeah, because if I'm still playing and I'm in a position where Jalen Hurts just sprained his shoulder, or for some reason I had Mike White running
Blew a
out
Liz
there.
Frank.
Yeah, blew a Liz Frank. You know how that goes. Yeah, I could live with myself doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to this one right here. As a contending team with an early 23 first, should we look to trade that first for a proven player, considering we have a team that could win right now, or just sit and take the pick?
I mean, early is such a subjective term. So if I had the 101, am I trading that? Well, not unless I'm getting Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, or starting to think about putting AJ Brown up, but I got to sleep on that a little more. But if it's the 102, 103, I'm fine with dealing that for AJ Brown, CD Lamb, ARSB, and getting something back if I can.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. But again, it's the asset that you're going to get. You want to get a wide receiver. You want to get one that's, fairly young, between 25 and 27. So you can get a couple years of utility out of them. You don't want to go trading for a running back. If the rest of your team is skews really young, well, then I might skew a little older at the wide receiver position. Although I think you could use a later pick if you have it to get an older wide receiver like a Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp. Once draft season starts to roll around, those players will be devalued even more.
Are you giving up the 102 and super flex for Amon-Ra St. Brown right now?
I'm thinking about it. I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to depend on my build.
Yeah.
I hate chasing quarterbacks. And that's the thing is, if I don't know, I'd really have to think about it. Because the smart play would be, no, it's go get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson if he's picked in the top 5, and then go from there. So most likely, no. If it was in my inbox right now, I'm going to hit reject. I'm going to look at it crookedly and try to convince myself as to why I should do it, but I'm probably going to hit reject.
Yeah, so it all comes down to format on this one too. Like if it's a 1 QB 10 team start 9, you're either trading the first for a stud that's in your lineup in a start 8, right? Or you're making that pick. Trading back in that kind of format doesn't make much sense unless your league is like, oh, you're going to give me 3 first and I'll give you some monster. Like if you can consolidate in your shallow league and get good pieces, then yeah, you can trade back, but otherwise just pick it or buy a stud. Is that you doing that, crazy person?
I found Tony's.
Is that what that was? You were blinking like,
hey, no, my pinky was over my trackpad. Sometimes I forget that my trackpad actually works.
How's that mouse working out for you? The mouse that Heavy bought you? I haven't heard a mouse click on any of our shows recently.
Like crazy.
Hey, so everybody in the audience too, thank you very much for joining first off, and thank you for sticking with us. We got 291 people in here. Couple good shows that are going to come out. Shane and Scott reviewed my roster, and that's going to be good. That's going to release, I think, Thursday. We'll let this one marinate for a couple days, and then we also did a show on making format changes. So moving from a 1 QB to a super flex, moving from a start 9 to a start 10. There was some other topic in there too, but we were so bad. We couldn't speak English last night. I know I couldn't.
I was fine.
You had a couple of moments, but yeah, I was horrific. That was horrific. All right. That's why you have editors, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the let's see, potential the Dudney here. Thank you for the super flex. 12 team, 1 QB. I have the 101, 103, 107, 201, 202, 206, and another late first. Thinking about trading up from 103 to 102 to grab Gibbs. Potential tier break. Is it worth it? And if so, what would you pay? So it's a 1 QB. How many do we start in this league, Dudney? If you could let us know, but we'll just assume start 10.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do this because no, I don't think there's a significant difference between the RB2 and the wide receiver 1 in this class. Not enough that I'm willing to pay anything of value. Now, if you're dead set on like, no, I have to have Gibbs, fine. Give them the 2 or give them the 206 and the 103 and get a third rounder back, third rounder or a fourth rounder. I need something for my pride on the back end. Excuse me. But that's as much as I would spend. I am not going to pay up any more than that.
I would, because I would
Start
want to.
8.
It's a start A. Yeah, I would, because you'd have the leverage at 101 and 102. And I would give up the 103 and the 201 and a 1 QB start 8 to get up to the 102, because if it works out with landing spot and all that, you'll be able to get more than that in return. You won't take a loss on that trade.
Yeah, I don't know that I see a significant difference between the RB2 and the wide receiver 1 of the class. Like, I don't even know in the 1 QB leagues that I'm in. Wait, well, there's none of them. But I don't even know if I am going Gibbs at 102. You know what I mean? I got to see if Jackson Smith and Jigba, or if Jordan Addison, or if
Quentin Johnson.
Probably not Quentin Johnston. If one of those guys gets top 15 draft capital, top 10 draft capital, then I really got to look at taking those guys.
Okay. What do we got time-wise? Ooh, 9:15 is when we're closing this drawing, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you had a timer set.
Yeah, my egg timer is about to go off.
So we've got 100 entries. This is your last chance to get it in super quick. So hashtag Scott, and then a team that you want us to do a dynasty breakdown on. So hashtag Scott, Detroit Lions is an example.
Yeah, Habaki. Switch that up. Put the hashtag Scott and a team.
Does it look like a lot of people are doing it properly, at least?
Yeah. There's a
Scott,
good bit.
Raiders, Lions.
There's definitely, I'd say there's at least 30 to 40% that are still putting my name in there. and a player.
So if you heard that, we're going to wait an extra 2 or 3 minutes. If you've been putting hashtag Shane, forget about that hashtag. Shane doesn't matter anymore. Do hashtag Scott and the team name. Okay. Let's do one more super chat, and then we will select the winner of that giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Tony. Did you find that 202?
Yes.
FFPC? Cool.
I did it.
Tony, we did a roster review for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for the super chat. $12. 1 of 2. Rebuild. Derailed in the toilet bowl. FFPC 1 QB start 8. Thought I'd have 3 high firsts and a mid first. Actually going to be the 104 to 106 and a late first. No running backs at all. Wide receivers are not great. Has DK, Deontay, and Bateman. Part 2 is just take the mid first RBs, even though I may not be quite done with the rebuild. Wide receiver 23 class, kind of getting dinged in perception right now. Package the picks for young vet wide receivers. What do you think?
So yeah, start 8 FFPC is really
super shallow, right?
Super shallow, right? So that's why I don't mind taking the running backs here. If I can't make a trade, I obviously would prefer. Can I add? Go back to the first, but can I add? Excuse me, the 106 to Bateman and get a real wide receiver. No offense to Bateman, but a legit wide receiver, someone in the DK range. Deontay, I don't know if it's worth even adding something to him right now just because he's devalued. Like, you might be better off just holding on to him and seeing, hey, maybe he can bounce back next year. I'd rather do that. If you're forced to do nothing else, I'm fine with taking running backs, because in such a shallow roster, adding 2 running backs to the roster, and they're both going to be starters probably by week 6 at the latest, can make a significant impact on your team. I mean, I'm not great with math, but 2 out of 8 is like, I don't know, it's like 30% of your roster. Is that right?
25%.
25%. It's 1/4 exactly. Like I said,
you got that.
You round up and it's 30.
Yeah, so we've got 3 Facebook likes, by the way. Oh, Brian Cromwell, Dad 30 is on here. Diane Manila, is that your mom, Shane?
That might be my mom.
That's Shane's mom. Ray Faust, is that your uncle, Shane?
Ray Faust. No. Ray.
Who the hell is your uncle?
Ray, I don't know. I guess he doesn't watch us anymore. He's tired of our show. Ray's always messaging us on Facebook. Matter of fact. So, hey, Ray. It's usually me responding to you after you get the message that we're out of the office.
All right, let me take this down. Thank you again, Tony. Appreciate that. And then we're going to go to the winner of the roster review. So let me unstar him too. Shane, let's make a guess here. What team do you think is going to win?
Eagles.
Oh, you think the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is this? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Pay attention. I'm about to read this off. If your name is called, jump into the chat and tell me which team you picked. So hashtag Scott, we're doing the draw. You ready? 131 entries. Drum roll.
We probably need to get better sound. To be honest with you, that was terrible.
Winner, Charles. That's no way it's actually Scott, right? It's literally Charles. So at Charles is the winner. So show yourself at Charles. Okay. So here there's no way that's Scott. It's like if he did something like that and somehow won.
I see Scott
his
gave
own roster review.
No, he gave us a heart a little bit back ago.
Okay. So show yourself at Charles. Tell us what team we're doing. And we are going to give you a free roster review. You'll love it. And these two roster reviews, we are going to be doing them after Christmas. We're taking a slight break or whatever. We've got a couple shows that will still go out, but let's see. He said Lions. Where's that, Charles? Baltimore. Okay, thank you, Davy Cakes. Charles said Baltimore. So we're doing a team review on them. All right. Mr.
God
Wonderful is saying illusion.
I got to agree with Mr. Wonderful. I don't feel like doing Baltimore. I'm really annoyed that you couldn't have just colluded and picked a better, more fun team, but sure, whatever.
Okay. Well, here's Charles. He says hi. Hi, Charles. We've got the Ravens. If you want them, then you got it, and we're gonna get you a free roster review. Charles, send me an email at dynastytradesand5@gmail.com. Just so I know. Say hi, I'm Charles. Just like my son. Okay. Moving on. Shane, how you doing? You surviving?
I'm doing good. I'm getting sicker as the show goes on, but yeah. So if I have the sniffles, I apologize, everyone.
Okay, so let's finish off whatever super chats we still have. We did a good job of ramming through those, and now we're going to just chat about other stuff. We've got a few more. Stiglitz X 12 team half PPR, no tight end premium, start 8. QBs are Watson and T-Law. Running backs are Brees, ETN, Dillon. Wide receivers DK, Ridley, Watson, Jameson Williams. A couple others. Tight end Pitts. No picks in 23. Trade for picks or just roll with it this year?
I wouldn't mind flipping Brees and Etienne for picks if I can get really, really early picks. I don't know that you can. If you can do that, fine, and re-rolling there. Just replenishing those running backs. Also, I wouldn't mind flipping Christian Watson if I could, if I can get a 23 first for him and re-rolling there. He's fun and all, but I don't know if he's ever going to be. Well, I don't think he'll ever be a legitimate wide receiver one. Not the way that he's used. I know that Troy Aikman loved him last night. Was talking him up all game. I think they talked about him more than he had targets. But if I could re-roll Christian Watson and either ETN or Brees for some multiple picks, 2023 first, I'm definitely in it.
Yeah, I might try to upgrade from T-Law. You know, throw Brees on top of let's say you're out of it. You throw Brees on top of T-Law and get Jalen Hurts. Is that
Start 8?
Start 8? I don't know, man.
Start 8. Yeah, I can live with that. You know, Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the National Football League. Dude is basically at this point, in my estimation, he's at worst a QB3 in Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, he screwed me, man. I had one league where I'm defending champion. My team is still good, but I started the year with Kyler, Jalen Hurts, and Matthew Stafford. I was like, I'm in good shape. Now look, I'm rolling out Andy Dalton, and then I'm trying to buy someone with a 102.
Yeah, sorry, dude. Life comes at you fast.
Hey, it happens, man. That's why you play in tons of leagues, because you win some ships, you've got a bunch of rebuilds, and you've got some middle of the road teams. Okay. So let's hide that one. Thank you for that super chat. We've just got a couple more, Shane, and then we will move on. $9.99 from Jacob. Thank you very much, sir. 12 team, 1 QB, PPR, start 8. QBs are Lance, Carr. Running backs are Swift, Mixon, Pierce, Rashad White. Wide receivers are Higgins, Monra, DeAndre Hopkins, Pitty, Dubs, and Schultz. Have 106, 7, 207 for 23. Would you hope for Bryce Young or trade picks for Fields?
I can't. Yeah, I can't even in a start 8. Well, it's 1 QB, so why are you worried about it? I mean, your QB is Lance, Carr. I'll tell you what. If I can get Fields for a singular first, I'm good with that. Now, the 106, I'm going to say the 106 is a little high, but I'd be okay with the 107. Preferably, I'd prefer to actually move like a 111, 112 for Fields. So for that 106, 107, let's go feel out what can we, can we get Jalen Hurts from Jalen Hurts owner? I'd be willing to give the 106 and 207 for him. So that's probably where I check in first. But I wouldn't be opposed to getting, excuse me, to making that pick and getting Fields.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Getting Fields or moving from Lance to Fields. So you tack on, let's say, the 107 to Lance, and you get Fields and some other piece.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I'd be good with
that. It's a start 8 though, so whatever. Just try to consolidate all this stuff. DeAndre Hopkins, get rid of him. Get rid of Pierce and Mixon.
Well, Pierce, yeah, but it's a little late because dude's on the IR now, right? So that boat is sailed.
True. Ship has sailed, as some would say.
I say boat, whatever.
Okay, let's go here.
Boat sailing on Thursdays.
So this is the Nathan that Shane improperly found a while back, but hey, you got your thing started, so now you're up here. Need help changing my league's mind. Had a week 13 trade deadline. Condolences. Can you guys talk about why it's better to abolish the trade deadline? So we actually talked about this the last part of our show we did last night, where we were talking about format changes. So I have those leagues that I mentioned where it's the toilet bowl, where the best team in the toilet bowl gets the 101, right? And there's no trade deadline. So what's nice is up until, every week you can buy players to keep moving on and try to get that 101, and everybody can make moves. Everybody should have the ability to better their roster at any time during the season. If there are whack trades being made, then that's a league problem. That's not a trade deadline problem. Your league mates are the issue there. So I don't know, man. And we just like to frickin' trade. It's Dynasty. Week 13 is so early. If you're going to have it, make it week 15, whatever.
No, don't make a week anything. It shouldn't exist.
Week nothing.
Part of what makes Dynasty so fun is the activity in it, right? These aren't redraft leagues where basically the only thing that's happened in a redraft league is that people are playing the waiver wires, and then as soon as their team's out of it, they're not really doing much of anything. And that's typical of a redraft league. Not that it's better or worse, but it's definitely worse. So part of it is you want league activity makes the league more fun. It just does.
Yep.
2, it increases what's the word I'm looking for? It enables parity so that one team can't keep beating you, which seems, I guess, a little counterintuitive, right? Because say I just make a trade to Clay and Clay's going to run away with the title this year. Well, that's fine. But Clay, there's a good chance Clay gave me he overpaid for whatever asset I gave him because he wants to win the title. So that allows me to capitalize. Like, can you imagine having Lat Murray on your roster right now and you can't do anything with him? Like this is when you want to capitalize. Like, you should be able to capitalize on Lat Murray. You should be able to capitalize on Zonovan Knight, or have Zonovan Knight screw you in your listener league when you lose by 6 points, when you should have played Lat Murray over him when you would have won by 12. But that's not the point. It increases parity. It increases activity. And like Clay said, there's no reason against it. Like the bad trades are going to happen no matter when. Doesn't matter if the bad trade happens in week 1 or week 2 or week 14 or week 18. And as many leagues as I've been in, as long as I've been playing, I probably have about 10,000 years of league time. I have never seen a trade fold a league. And I've heard people say that before, like, oh, it's going to ruin a league. Well, no, it's not. It's just not. Now, if one person is particularly bad at trading and he continues or she continues to make bad trades, well, then maybe someone needs to talk to that owner and be like, look, you're very bad at this. Maybe you want to watch Dynasty Trades in 5. Maybe you want to just just do anything instead of keep trading away because you keep getting smoked on these trades.
Seb, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. 12 team PPR, tight end premium, start 10. I have Josh Jacobs, ETN, J.K. Dobbins. Looking to trade ETN for wide receiver depth. What should I be looking for? 12 team. Okay. Do we know if it's a 1 QB or a super flex?
Well, it's tight end premium to start 10. Either way, if I'm moving around.
Let's assume super flex. When you see tight end premium, it tends to be super flex, right?
They do tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I will say that. They are like
friends.
kin.
They're
I don't know if they're they're not exactly like brothers and sisters, but they're definitely kinfolk.
Exactly.
So first of all, you're looking at this wrong. The fact that you just said looking to trade ETN for wide receiver depth, you're going into this process already wrong. You're trying to sell low on ETN, even though no one's asking you to. And he just dropped 20 points. He had a good week this week. I know he had a couple quiet weeks. If I'm trading ETN, again, I'm always trying to do this. I'm always going to do, what can I do to get a top 12 wide receiver? If it needs to be ETN and another piece, cool. Does that other piece need to be Dobbins? Because I'm fine with that. Does that other piece need to be a second round pick? That's fine too. Seb says it is definitely a super flex. So that's what I'm doing. Look, I'm starting at any top 12 wide receiver. And if you don't have your own rankings, just go look at consensus rankings somewhere, top 12 dynasty wide receivers. Again, I don't want old guys, nothing personal. I don't want Cup. I think about Tyreek Hill. I think about Devontae Adams, Steph Diggs, but I think you might be able to get them even cheaper in a few months.
Try to get Waddle with ETN. I don't know what kind of picks you have in this league, but yeah, move to a young wide receiver. Like Shane always says, just pick a position and then just start scrolling down.
Yeah, just go down the list.
Until you reach a level. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get to the tier break and you're like, no, this is it. We're done. But all those guys that are in the same tier, just try to get all of them. The name doesn't matter.
Yeah. So basically, if you play in a start 9, start 10, and you're thinking to yourself, "Ooh, I need some more depth," just snap out of it. You don't need depth in those kinds of leagues. Instead, you're trying to consolidate and get what, Shane?
Hammers,
sledgehammers,
and nail guns. That doesn't work as well. Exactly. That doesn't work as well.
So Nathan had put this up here earlier. Thanks for being the best show on YouTube. First pronunciation, there you go, was correct. So it is Nathan Robarge.
Robarge.
We're going with Robarge.
We like it. It sounds more classy.
Hopefully you're cool with that. Yeah. Nathan, you're cool with that.
Like I could just I'd have a wine sifter and I'd be like, yes, I am Nathan Robarge. Yeah.
That'll be a TikTok. So 322 people in here. Thanks so much for joining. Just make sure you hit that like. So we need to give out something else. And I think I know what it's going to be. So it's 9:31. We're going to call it a night at, we're not going to go past 10. Are we done with all the super chats yet? And then I'll explain what this next prize is going to be. Okay. So this time we're going to do hashtag Clay. That's this guy. That's me in the middle. Yeah, why not? Hashtag Clay. I've got the prize in my head, but what are we going to want them to hashtag?
Well, we've done teams, we've done players. I got to say, I don't want to do teams again because I don't want Baltimore to win.
Let's do hashtag draft pick number. Ooh, that's a good one.
Super flex.
Yes. Okay. So do hashtag Clay and then pick a draft spot number. And it can be 1 QB. What we'll do, pick a draft spot number. And when we do the show, we'll cover 1 QB at that draft spot and super flex at that draft spot.
Perfect.
Sound good?
I love it. That's a great idea I came up with.
You did come up with a good idea. Okay. So hashtag Clay and then a draft pick spot. Okay. So we will call that off 9:45 is when we're going to do that one. So Shane,
my timer,
13 minutes on your timer. Okay.
Done.
Okay, let's move here to Robert Newton. 10 team, 1 QB, half PPR, start 9. I have 623 first round picks, 104 and 106 to 110. Should I trade 2 or 3 of these for 102 or 103, knowing these picks are either Gibbs or the
Yes.
wide receiver 1 of the class?
Yeah, it's a start 9. Excuse me, man. I'm sorry. Yes, I would definitely do this. This is where we talk about the consolidation, right? Because we're moving up a couple tiers here. We're hoping, and look, sometimes you're going to miss, obviously. Justin Jefferson, if you look back, I believe he was like 107, 108, 109 of his rookie class, and that's looking really bad right now.
Yeah.
Generally, the consensus isn't that off. So, yes, I would rather move up and get a wide receiver that's the wide receiver 1 or the wide receiver. Well, the wide receiver 1 of the class is probably more than likely what you're going to be able to get at the 103.
No, that sounds good. Well said, sir. Okay, let's go to another one here. What does a garbage team do with the 23-101? 12 teams, start 10, tight end premium. Core is Dak, CD, London, and Freiermuth as part of the core. I have 101, 103, 104, 107, 108, and another playoff first. Okay, so is it 1 QB or Superflex? Is the first question.
He didn't say, but I'm going to assume, again, because it's got its kinfolk there in tight end premium, that it's a super flex.
Yeah.
You're trying to trade it. I mean, what is literally the best quarterback I can get at the 101? Now, I'm not accepting any, but so we're starting at the 12, right? We're starting maybe a little higher than that. Can I get Joe Burrow? What do I need to add to the 101 to get Joe Burrow? What do I need to get Fields? What do I need to get Jalen Hurts? Like, basically, that's what I'm going through and trying to lock up that quarterback position first and foremost. Oh, good. I'm going to start this because you said we helped him. But yeah, first and foremost, I'm going to look to lock up that quarterback because no, I don't want to make that 101 if I don't have to. And if I'm forced into a position where I can't get any quarterbacks there, I mean, in theory, you could do 101, you could do Bijan and then take Bryce and CJ Stroud at 103, 104. It's just that's so much draft capital at the one spot. So
Yes.
maybe use some of those middle picks and see if you can get an elite quarterback. And then if that case, you have 2 elite quarterbacks, you add a Bijan to this, and you have a CD in London, who London hopefully should mature next year, your team will look a lot better.
Try to get Kyler with that 103. That'll free you up to do some stuff. If it's a garbage team, then you're not going to compete next year anyway. What do you think about that, Shane? 103 for Kyler?
Nah, man, Kyler's got me angry. I want a quarterback that's going to play next year.
Okay.
Especially because in this scenario, I'm taking Bijan right at 101. So I'm like, you know what? Let me add a quarterback to this mix and Bijan to this mix, and this roster looks a lot better.
Yep, and kick that playoff first at the end there. Kick that to the worst team's 24 first. Right. Try to make that happen. Well, maybe this team is the worst team, isn't it? So the second worst team, because you've got that on lockdown, Karen.
Well, also that's
nice job sucking.
102 too. So he's the first and second worst team. I don't know how he pulled that off. Oh wait, he probably owns that team spec. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me see where we're at on this giveaway here. So hashtag Clay and then pick a draft spot. 55 entries. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's keep on moving here, Shane.
Let's keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. But this, as soon as this show is over, it's gonna be sent out, and there's that first 45 seconds where I'm like,
yeah, we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
everyone.
We're gonna lose 75% of people on replay until I can get in there and edit it after it's done processing.
Just edit that immediately.
What? Yeah, I wish I could. It has to process first, so it's gonna be whack for a while.
Any of that works.
Yeah. Alyssa says, well, I'm 15-0 now. Thanks for all the advice throughout the year. I've been smashing, and the ship is mine. Love you guys. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Remember, though, whenever you win a title, you take full credit. I don't care how you got there. It's your title. You did it. Even if you took advice from people, because you could take advice all day, it doesn't mean that you're going to follow through, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work. You've made many, many, many decisions without us. The first subscribing to this channel, but that was awesome. So congrats. I hope you got the title. Get the title.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the show, we're not a buy, sell, rankings type show. We're trying to get you to think a different way, right? To think more strategically. Think about the process over players, Shane. Okay,
Yep.
thanks
And
for
look,
that.
there's a reason we keep saying that. I have to drill that into my own mind sometimes. You know what I mean? I get player happy and I'm like, I have to have CD Lamb on this roster. And I have to remind myself, like, why do I have to have CD Lamb? The name doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew's got a question here. One of two. Interested on your thoughts involving off-season trades that don't involve any 23 picks. Following Scott's mantra of why do you need to do the deal now? Is the same mantra applied? I figure the offseason is a time that is naturally buy low because these players aren't scoring points for teams, but I also recognize that situations of players can change. Thanks for the show.
So I'll say this. You definitely don't want to do like running backs. I remember at one point, I forget what season it was. It was before Austin Eckler broke out. But me and a dude were like, hey, let's just swap backup running backs. And my backup running back for Melvin Gordon was Austin Eckler. And his was, I can't even remember because I didn't make it through the season on my team. And Austin Eckler broke out. And all I remembered, like, again, I'll remember that trade until the day I die. But I'm fine with buying low. I'm fine with making trades. Like, I don't care that it's the offseason. That is when you can buy low, right? But you do understand that does involve some risk.
Sure.
But you do want to kind of minimize your risk, mitigate the risk, and not get players that you think are going to be moving. Like, you don't want to be trading 4 free agent wide receivers that are wide receiver 3s and going, well, I think they're going to land somewhere and be a wide receiver 1. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably not a smart move. But if there's a guy that Jason Black. Hey, if there is a guy or a gal in your league, guy or gal or gal.
No, I'm teasing. You always do such a good shot at that. Nobody's ever going to think you're insensitive or sexist because you're pretty spot on with that. Right, well, right, Alyssa? Alyssa, isn't Shane really good at saying guy or gal?
So I will say this. I listened to the HQ first episode last week, and I listened to the first 2 episodes that we ever did, and everyone in my league I said guy, him.
Did you really?
Him. Yeah. And I was like just cringing while I was doing it, and I was like, oh, I was definitely in leagues with women back then too. So, but anyway, the whole point of that is I'm fine with making trades, but do what you can to mitigate your risk.
No doubt about it. Yeah, like I said, I've been trading for a lot of players lately on teams that I have lots of 23 firsts. Yeah, I'm trying to win the toilet bowl in one of them in particular, but I'm just buying CMC, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. I'm trying to buy hammers. And yeah, if one gets hurt at the end of this season, that sucks, but I still have a bunch of draft capital, and you're going to walk into the season with freaking stacked roster.
Right. And those
I'm kind of like, F it. Next year, man, like I'm going to cut out a bunch of leagues and I'm not going to care as much about picks. I'm going to try to win a bunch of freaking championships next year and then quit Dynasty.
Look, no, you made a great point right
more
there.
Startups.
You talk the players that you named are wide receivers that are young, that are in advantageous situations where there's not a reason to think. And obviously we're not Nostradamus, who wasn't good at predicting stuff anyway. But anyhow, we don't know when things are going to change, right? Like at this time last year, if I would have told you Marquise Brown was getting traded to Arizona and that AJ Brown was getting traded to Philadelphia, you would have looked at me like I had 4 heads. But we expect Amon-Ra St. Brown not to go anywhere. We expect Jalen Waddle not to go anywhere. We don't expect Chris Olave to move. You know what I mean? Like if I can get a bunch of second-year wide receivers that are pretty much locked and loaded, that's where I'm looking.
Yeah, so I bought Godwin for what's going to be the 108. What'd you think about that, right? I mean, he's worth the 108.
Yeah,
next year he's going to be good. So I wanted to buy him to help me win this week, but also that's just a good price on Chris Godwin. It's a start 9, and he can start in a Scott 9 or in a start 9.
It is a great price, and players like that are that kind of that tweener vet. You know what I mean? He had a rough start to his year because he got injured as soon as he came back, and people soured on him a little bit, and they might not notice that he's kind of been smashing the rest of the year. I love getting guys like that.
Yep. Okay, so on the giveaway tool, we've got 3 more minutes on the entries, and I will tell you what the prize is going to be. We've got 69 entries in there. So hashtag Clay, and then what draft spot do you want us to do a show from? And we'll do it in 1 QB and Superflex scenarios. Okay.
I got to tell you something.
What's up, Bill?
I kind of want to do a bunch of those over the off season.
I think we should do all of them.
Yeah.
We can just do them all in a live stream with no questions. We just do it.
I like it. So many ideas for the off season. I can't wait.
So many ideas. Okay. Let's keep moving here, dude. What do we got? 43. Okay, starred. Did we already get all these? Here we go. Shay, is it worth trying to move old wide receivers like Cup or Lockett in the offseason for a contending team? Given their value, it almost seems more beneficial to hold them and ride out the production. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the time to sell Cooper Kupp and Tyler Lockett in the offseason. Nobody's going to want to buy. I mean, Kupp a little bit more than Lockett, but Lockett's still not going to be worth anything, even though he's having a great year. You know, you won't even be able to get an early 23 second for Tyler Lockett in the offseason.
Excuse me. So there are some players that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just probably going to hold on to this guy because I'm just never going to get the value that I need until their value and production falls to second round levels. You know what I mean? Kind of like Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen was just kind of in this, like his production was worth a first round pick for a few years, but nobody was giving you it for it. So I'd rather just hold on to Lockett and Cup because in season, they're obviously going to be worth more. And two, if I'm competing, that's the type of players I like having on my roster.
So if you're trying to compete next season, would you give right now the 104 for Cooper Kupp in a super flex?
Oh, no.
That's way too much?
Yeah, that's way too much. I'm not paying that. I don't need to. I'm going to throw the 110 and the 207 at someone and see if I can get Cooper Kupp for that.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you get that trade from Shane, if he's in a league with you and he sends you that, just hit decline.
Look, rookie draft. When rookie drafts hit, man, people
get the fever.
They love picks.
So it is 9:44. We've got 81 entries. So let me talk to you about what this prize is going to be real quick. So Shane passed someone along to me, said to reach out to me. It's Dynasty Decks. Okay, so it's this product that's going to be launching. I haven't even seen the product. They mailed a sample, which may be getting here tonight. It was supposed to be getting here tonight. It's a new startup, and apparently they have cool plaques for championship winning leagues. Okay, so this winner, #Clay, is going to get a free championship plaque from Dynasty Decks, assuming when I get that product, it's a quality product. I don't know.
I'll say this. I went on
These guys seem cool. These guys seem very cool. Want to help out a startup. So go ahead.
I went on their site because I'm not going to say a lot of people reach out to me, but I get a lot of people that reach out to me that are like, hey, can we partner in some way or blah, 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 blah. And I'll just go out and check out their site or their app. And I'm like, well, this is just trash. This looks skeevy. I'd rather not be involved with this. But I went on the site and I checked it out before I passed them along to you. And I was like, all right, this looks decent. And then, I did my usual. I just played dumb. I was like, I don't do decisions. I just speak words. You speak Clay now.
Yeah. We'll see what it's like. I'm gonna do a Zoom with them tomorrow, perhaps. Okay. 82 entries. We're doing it right here. Okay. Hitting the draw button. Drum roll. Oh, thank you. That was lovely. The winner is Matt Lyon. Matt Lyon. I recognize that name from being in the comments. Matt, what pick did you make? What pick did you want us to do? Let us know. Good stuff. So you're going to get one of those Dynasty Deck plaques for the wall of the winner in your league. And also, not a free roster review. We can't give out another one of those because we're going to take a break on them anyway. Let's keep going, Shane. And I think we should do one more too. We'll give out 2 of the Dynasty decks. We're going to give another one at the end of the show because we're feeling generous. It's Christmas. We got some super chats. So
I mean, I could also give out a used Manscaped device, but I don't know that anybody wants that.
Yeah. We will not be doing that. We will not be doing that. Let's put up Charlie's here. If you have my kid's first name, you have a good chance of getting up on the screen. Also, do hashtag weird. Hashtag weird tends to get on the screen. Weird question will get you up here. Superflex. I have the 101, 102, and 104, and the 107. Have been building off of Goff, Fields, London, Hall, AJ Brown, Dotson, and a bunch of other trash. Should I use my picks or trade for players? Well, you need to do something about Jared Goff. So, I mean, see if you could buy it. See if you can buy a quarterback, like we said earlier, right? The 101 trade. Send that off for Burrow. See what happens.
Yeah, let's try to lock up that quarterback position and then kind of make our decisions after that. Remember, you don't have to make all your decisions in one time. Some of your decisions are dependent on what you can do. Like there's a lot of teams where I've gone in one direction because I've gone, all right, well, it kind of snowballed this way, so this is what I'm going to do. Or I've tried to do something where I've tried to trade a bunch of picks for players and I just couldn't make it happen. And I go, all right, well, then we're in a situation where I have to make picks. But first and foremost, yes, try to fix that quarterback. We don't ever want to be tracing quarterbacks in Superflex leagues. Even next year, when the quarterback class 2024 is supposed to be really good with Caleb and Drake May and a couple other guys, I still don't want to be chasing quarterbacks.
Okay, so for those who put hashtag weird in here, there's no drawing attached to it. That's just, if someone says weird question, it tends to get my attention and goes up on the screen. So there's no hashtag contest for hashtag weird. Apologies for the confusion there. Let's do, we're going to do, what's the hashtag going to be, Shane, for this last giveaway for the end of the show?
I came up with the last one. No way.
No, we did me, you, and Scott.
Trades in 5.
Oh, Liam. Liam is
he is the fourth Beatle.
Our editor extraordinaire that we use. Super reliable, by the way. If you do any shows, you need some video work done, he's a rock star. Okay, so hashtag Liam, and then what's something that could help us out here in terms of show ideas?
No, I don't know. I'm already tapped out, bro.
You're tapped out?
Yeah, I got all my ideas. I used them all.
We'll think of something. Do hashtag Liam, and then shit, we can do this, man. We're creative enough, right?
I don't know. Clearly, I'm not. Well, we've done what? Picks, players, teams. I guess we could just do format and just do a show on formats if we wanted to.
Okay, hashtag Liam, topic of the next show. Let's do that. We'll do another show on whatever topic this person puts after hashtag Liam. Okay, might not be the next one, but we will do that. So hashtag Liam and a topic for a show, something that would be helpful, and it could be a 2023 mock draft, whatever.
Yeah.
Hashtag Liam, idea for a show. Okay, we've got 10 more minutes left, and then we're gonna go. We're going to do the drawing and then we're going to get out of here.
Yes.
We're holding our own tonight, man. I mean, Scott is a key piece of our little team here.
We're a 3-man team.
We are a 3-man team. We couldn't postpone this though, because I was like, yeah, we're giving away stuff. I promise this time. And yeah. Zane says, is this US only? You guys are internationally famous. I'm in Canada.
Canada is very international. Several of their states speak French. Did they call them states up there? I don't even know if they call them states. Provinces? Quebec, they speak French.
Quebec?
Yeah, Quebec.
I
say it like a true Canadian.
I heard Montreal is really cool.
Montreal. Wait, isn't Quebec in Montreal? Or the other way around?
No.
Yeah, it's Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Is it? I thought Montreal is anyway, whatever.
It is provinces, Zane. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. And what to do after I win a title? Blow up the team.
Okay, let's see here. Liam, viewer startup mock draft. Oh, this is a good one. Mike Dietz took it. Liam, YouTube listener league. Oh shit, I like it.
Maybe we could get Liam in one of our listener leagues.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you did hashtag Liam, but put a show idea. So hashtag Liam show idea. Okay. All right. So 9:52. Let's let that keep going for 8 minutes. What else do you want to talk about, Shane? We've got
Did
a
we have
bunch
any
of stuff in
questions up
here,
there?
but what do you let's come up with something, man. Let's come up with something. How many championships are you in?
Not
Or,
enough.
or do you think you're going to be in?
Looking like 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the most important one to my heart, HQ1. I will not be making it in because Christian Watson, one, didn't score a touchdown on the reception that he had, his final reception of the game. Secondly,
Didn't Higbee hurt you last night or something? Is that what it
Higbee
was?
beat my head in, but I still could have won if Christian Watson would have turned around and caught the touchdown pass that Aaron Rodgers was trying to throw it on. Or I could have won if I didn't trade for Zonovan Knight and play him over Lat Murray. So I don't want to talk about it because fantasy is stupid.
Fantasy's stupid, but one thing we have to realize is you got to embrace the variance. There's so much variance, and you got to do your best to hedge against it.
I'll say this: so
how to roll with the punches when shit like that happens. Sometimes you just get unlucky, but if you've got the right roster build, then you can somehow make it through it. Shane, is Pickens a sell high or a must buy?
So it's funny. I've like gone like a 360 on him. Beginning of the year, I was like sell, sell, sell. Then I was buy. And now that I'm looking at his peripherals, he's a sell. I'd re-roll for a 23 first. I was hoping he would kind of dominate when they got rid of Chase Claypool. That hasn't really happened. He's made some really splash plays, which has really kept him in our consciousness, and that's why I think a lot of us like him. But for me, I'm trying to re-roll. If I can sell him, he's someone that I'm trying to sell.
Would you sell him in certain circumstances for just a 24 first?
It would really depend, man. I'd have to look at who that 24 first is coming from and what I kind of think. Does this team have a history of being bad?
Yeah. Dr. Zeus, did my super chat not get picked because of my thumbnail pick?
No, let me go through here and see if we missed it. No, it's right here.
Oh, nice. Do we yeah, we didn't do this. All right. Here you go. Thank you for the super chat, man. 8-team standard, 1 QB, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Looking for general strategy or trade ideas going into next season. I have 1 startable running back, Pollard, and some decent wide receivers. Devontae, Bateman, London, Burks, Kirk, Ayuk. 2 of 2. QBs are Kyler, Tua, and T-Law. I also have 23 picks, 1, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 13 overall. Good job on the driving there. So it's start 3. It's only a start 8. 8 teams start 8. It's mega shallow.
Right.
So just take Bateman, London, and Burks, put them together with one of those. Where are those first, Shane? One of those first. Just try to get hammers. Use all those first to try to get studs.
Yeah, I mean, look, take Bateman in the 105. See if there's a Baltimore fan in your team, a Purdue Boilermakers fan in your league, and see if I can snow them. Same with Kirk. Same with Ayuk. Like those guys don't matter to me. Burks, I'm fine with holding on to because, or not Burks, excuse me, London, because I still think London's going to be a top 12 wide receiver. Every one of those other wide receivers, though, is expendable, and so is the draft picks, except the one, because guess what we're going to tell you to do with the one? Duh, Bijan. Definitely Bijan. And again, it's a shallow league. It's shallow starting roster, so adding Bijan to that roster and 1 significant wide receiver significantly upgrades your roster.
Yeah, and in shallow leagues like that, stacking is a good idea. So he had T-Law, Kyler, and Tua. So maybe try to get Waddle or Tyreek Hill to go with Tua. Hopefully Calvin Ridley will be a good stack with T-Law. Shane's big on Calvin Ridley. Shane, are you doing the 112 or Calvin Ridley right now?
Calvin Ridley.
You're doing the 110 in Superflex or Calvin Ridley?
110.
All right.
So it looks like 110
we just found out where he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so hashtag Liam was the giveaway. So let me see how many folks have typed that in. Let's see, giveaway tool. Start collecting. We've got only 27 entries. Hashtag Liam with a show idea. I
We
guess
didn't
those
give him
are
a
a
lot
little
of
bit.
time. We didn't give him a lot of time.
We gave them more than 10 minutes by the time we cut it off here in 2 minutes. Okay. Do we have any other questions we want to hit? Then we'll give away the other Dynasty deck. And then we'll say goodbye and
let's
get some
the
rest.
Dynasty deck out. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You want to do it right now?
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're giving out another championship Dynasty deck as long as we like the product when we get it in the mail. You're going to be getting one of those. Otherwise, we'll get you a trophy or something like that. Now, I'm sure they're going to have a good product. So we're going to give it away to, whoops, draw 32 entries. Drum roll, please. Winner, Shane O'Brien.
Oh, so close to me.
Shane O'Brien, you are the winner.
Well, that's a very Scottish-Irish name, so I appreciate that gentleman winning.
Yeah, so Shane O'Brien, let us know what your show idea was, and we'll do that. Let's see. There's got to be more than 32 entries. Yeah, there wasn't though, Colin. I know it's kind of disappointing, but coming up with a show idea is a little bit more difficult than just throwing out an NFL team name. So let us know, Shane, what you put. Anybody who won today. So who is it? Matt Lyons, Shane O'Brien,
and Dustin, who has already reached out to me on Twitter, and I let him know what to do.
Let's see. This Jack Burton says there's way more than that.
Not Justin. I'm sorry, Jason Black.
You said there's way more than that. That he just counted 49.
All right, well then maybe your little tool's not working. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
It's
I'm just saying, Clay. I'm leaving it up to you.
Let me go back. Let me go back into the hashtag.
You're the brains of this operation. I'm just the.
No, it still says just 20. I wonder if I do it in lowercase. If it's different.
No, the free virtual girls have arrived.
Oh, they have?
At that stage of the night.
Oh, nice. Great. Which means this show is about to be dumped out to a bunch of people who are going to see the cluster fuck of the beginning. No, Liam has still only 23. I don't know what it is. So whoever I just named, Scott or Shane O'Brien, you are the winner there.
Appreciate you guys.
Mel says, we're all winners for tuning in. You are all winners. Field says, what up, free girls? Sex Find has the best show ideas. That is science. That's fact. Okay. Shane.
Hey, so I said it on Saturday, but if celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. It's at least the third night of Hanukkah, I believe. And I don't think we're talking to you before Christmas, right? Christmas is Sunday. Yeah, I can't imagine any of you.
Look at this. Look at Scott Connor. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, says Scott. Hopefully he's resting up.
Have a great Christmas, because I can't imagine we're speaking to you guys on Christmas Eve. I could, because I don't have a family and no one loves me. But Scott and Clay have people that love them, so definitely not them. Yeah.
We'll keep you posted, but we'll have a couple, 2 or 3 more regular shows come out. No live streams until after the new year. But yeah, we'll still have some content for you. We appreciate you. We love you. 284 people that already hit the like button. We'll see you later, guys.